Okay, so I have a some old packaging, and I'm just going to use it to make a scrapbook. So I'm just going to cut it loose, cut the tape apart, and I'm going to use this as the cover of the scrapbook. And this is really thick cardboard, which is perfect for it. So I'm just going to cut out the spine where it's already creased. I'm going to do the same thing right here. Oops. So I have two pretty good sized pieces of chipboard, and I'm making a scrapbook that's six by 6. So I need 2 pieces for the front and the back to measure 6.5 by 6.5. So let me measure 6 going across. Or 6.5 going across. And I'm just going to line the 3 dots up. I don't know if you can see those or not, but just make sure that's 6 going across, or 6.5 going across. Yeah, it is. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and trim it down. Alright. And I need to do 6.5 again. Oops. And I'm using this as a guide. Okay, so I have 2 6.5 pieces, and then I have a spine that I need to measure 4 by 6.5. Like this in here. And then this is going to be 4. I need one at 4 inches. Okay. So this is the spine, and then I have the front and the back. Okay, so for the front, the back, and the spine, I've cut out two 6.5 by 6.5 pieces of chipboard, and this just basically comes from recycled packaging. And then for the spine, I cut one 4 by 6.5, and they're going to fit like this, or something similar to that. And you're going to also need to cover it. I just have two pieces of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and this is black cardstock, heavyweight. This is by the Paper Studio. Heavyweight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these two pieces of paper together to where I'll have enough room to cover. Because basically what I'm going to do, this is going to fold over, this is going to fold down, this will fold up on each one on the flaps. I'll just slide this over just a little bit. This, of course, will go in the center. And then I have to have enough room for this one for the same thing. So let me just slide that over a little, slide this over, slide this over. This will kind of give me an idea of where I need to glue the two papers together to make sure that I have enough room to fold it and cover up each side of the front and the back and the spine. Okay, so this is probably where I'm going to glue the two pages together at. So I'm going to move these two out of the way. And I'm going to use some double-sided tape. I'm just going to like mark where it goes because you're not going to see it anyway. It's going to get covered up. So I'm just going to add some red score tape. Then I'm just going to take my paper piercer and I'm going to peel these apart. I'm going to peel the covering of the sticky double-sided tape off of it. And then I'm just going to line this up to this line and make sure that there isn't anything stuck in the glue because I don't want it to stick up. So if you have any kind of stuff left in there, make sure you plug it out. So just check that out. I'm just going to line this up. Okay, and then I want to place these down. And what you could do also with this is just maybe trace around where you want to put it at, so when you go to glue it down, it's pretty much even. So I'm just going to trace around this. You don't have to, but to me it kind of helps a little bit. So I know that's going to go there. And I want to have some space between here and this one. So this is probably going to go here. Let me slide that up just a little bit. I'm just going to trace around it. That way I can place it on here correctly. And then this will go here. So I'm just going to trace around it. So now I know where to glue it at. And you can use wet glue or you can use any kind of glue that you want. But I think I'll definitely use wet glue on these, but on the spine, I think I'll use double-sided red tape, score tape. And I might even, on the outsides of it, I might just use score tape. And the score tape size that I'm using is 8mm by 25mm. And I got this off of eBay. Okay, so I've put some double-sided red score tape on it, on all of them. I'm just going to peel them back, and I'm also going to add some art glitter glue to each. And by adding wet glue, that gives you a chance to move your piece where you want it. That way it doesn't get stuck immediately in case you accidentally mess up and place it where you don't want it to go. By having this wet glue on there, it kind of gives you a little wiggle room to get it right the second time if you don't get it right the first time. So I'm going to start with this one. And you can see the lines. Let me just zoom in. I want to line it up where I traced around it at. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Close enough. Just get it as close as you can get it. Let me back up. And I'm going to do the center and this other side the same way. Okay, so I've glued all three on here. And so what you may want to do is take a stylus or a bone folder or something to kind of like add a crease to the middle so that when you go to fold it, you can kind of score it. So you want to score your creases. so that when you go to fold, it's not too harsh on it. Okay, and then I want to do the same thing with this. You could just fold over your paper, but it's kind of easier if you just take a stylus and do that. And you want to do this before you glue it down because you want to make sure it's going to stay. I messed up right here, but I can fix that by putting washi tape on it or something. So I'm just going to score this down really well. Okay, so it's all folded over and scored. Now I'm just going to clip these edges a little bit. Just a little bit out from this corner here, just a little bit out. And then once again, I'm going to use some double-sided score tape to hold these. Okay, so I've got all the double-sided tape on all around it. And I'm just going to take it apart and seal this down. And you don't have to use double-sided tape. You can use whatever type of glue that's strong enough that you're comfortable with using. I'm just going to add a little bit more wet glue. It isn't necessary, but that's what I do. I'm just going to do this side. Fold it over, and we're making sure that the corner is completely covered, and that's why we had that edge cut off, a little bit left over from the end. So I'm just going to take this off. Okay, so you have your outside cover. Now what I'm going to do is I'm still going to score the corners as soon as I get this thing in here. Yeah, you're just going to make sure you have a crease in your corners. You can just kind of hold your score knife or your whatever you call it, bone folder or whatever, and just kind of hold it in place in this little crevice here as you fold your book. And then this is the outer shell. Now for the middle, it's an option, you don't have to do it, but I'm going to take some Tyvek. I have a piece of just some Tyvek, and basically what it does is, since this is constantly being opened and closed, it kind of makes it more pliable so it doesn't like bend or whatever. So I'm just going to cut a piece at, let's see, if my spine is 4 by 6.5, then I'm probably going to need, I'll just make it 6 by 6, 6 by 6.5 inches. Yeah, it's just gonna go here. So I'm gonna add some double-sided tape to it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I've already got my double-sided tape. I'm gonna glue this to a piece of black cardstock. Let me add just an extra little piece because this doesn't look too secure. But yeah, I put some of this double-sided tape on both sides because I want to make sure that it sticks to the spine really well and doesn't come up. So I'm going to take these off. Okay, I got the tape off of it. So I'm just basically going to line it up against the corners of the edge, the left and right edges. And then I'm just going to cut it. simply going to put it in my paper trimmer and just trim it down. And then this will go in like this. So I'm gonna go ahead, take this off. So we're going to try to find the center. As best we can. You want to make sure that it's good and down, that it isn't coming up at all. You want to also put it in the creases. And just kind of slowly work your way. You want to make sure it's completely connected. On both ends. I can see a little bit of, well, I think that's just glue. No. I'm gonna have to fix that. Just add a little glue down there. So you want to make sure that it is completely sealed and that you don't see any of what's beneath there. But you can also put some type of decoration for the spine coming on the outside of the book if you need to. Make sure that I slowly close this side because I don't want it to bubble up in the middle. so far, this is what we have. Oops. It's a little 6x6 mini album. This is the cover. And then on the next video, we're going to work on the pages and figure out the type of closure you want. Because if you want a magnetic closure, then you may have to add something to come over. But it just depends on what kind of closure you want. On this one, I'm probably just going to have like some type of ribbon going around it and use it as a closure, just to keep it simple. Well, thanks for watching, and please like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button if you're interested in it. And I'll show you in the next video how to compose the pages. And thanks for watching.